Hey guys, so we had an alright day today. I was actually up pretty good on the day, gave back some profit. Started to feel that emotion that I was talking about before of, greed and fear and all that. So I just decided to call it, and there was nothing really that was good and working, and I took two losing trades to finish the day. I was up, 15 or 20 on BLNK, which would have brought me to a nice maybe $100 on the day, but now I'm only finishing up a tiny $22. Don't spend it all in one place, I know. And I'm watching ANFI right here, starting to make a move towards the highs again, but I just can't really justify getting in this, right? Like, I feel like I'd be chasing it. There's so many sellers at each level here. It doesn't have a lot of volume, so I don't know. I would hate to give back this profit. So there's been a lot of days, excuse me, that I've gone from, let's say, up, like, let's go use my spreadsheet because I love using this spreadsheet, right? So there was a lot on all of my red days. I'm usually up, let's say 500, 800, whatever it is, and then I have a losing trade that brings me down to, let's say, 400 or 200, and then another trade to bring me break even, and then that's when the emotions start to get a hold of me, and I increase my risk. I start to overtrade, revenge trade, whatever it is, and then you end up with a day like this. So I was hoping for Rehab May, as you can see down here, not to do that today. So instead of being down $100 or whatever the heck I could have, done, I'll just take my small green day, reinforce the discipline, and just leave it where it is. So if I show you guys the video of what happened today, it was pretty good. I took 400 shares. I shouldn't have taken 400 shares, but you'll see why here. A really, really great, just great trading. I'm waiting for BLNK to give me an opportunity to get in, because it just made a huge move on big volume. We know it's in play. I missed the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, but it was kind of sketchy. I'll show you here. It pushed through that candle at the very end of the candle, so it was hard to get in. There's 2 seconds left in the candle, and then it just kind of surged through. So it's overextended. I was waiting for it to get back to the moving averages here. So first 1 minute candle to make a new high. Really low risk. So the high of this candle, I think, is 58 or 59. Or 58. And then the low of this candle is probably, I can't see it from here, but like 54 or 55. So with a 4-cent stop, I have a really, really good risk to reward ratio. So I jump in right here. Get my shares at 59. And instantly the first 1 minute candle right here kind of takes off. Now my target is high of day. So whether or not that was the right decision, I don't know. This was a pretty good trade. It's I'm getting tongue tied here. So you can see on the daily chart, this is not a pretty daily. It's like a reversal setup. So I don't know. I'm still waiting here for it to push into the 80s, and I told myself I'm going to sell into the 80s. I tried to get 100 shares out there at 275, but it didn't work. So I let it consolidate. Let it consolidate some more. And then over this little pullback, I add another just 100 shares. You can't see my order window because it's actually behind here. And behind my camera down here, it shows that I got filled at 271. I will show you that in a second. And then there's resolution immediately on that, so I'm happy about that. I'm still waiting to sell in the 80s. 78, 79. So you'll see what happens here. So we're almost in the 80s, and then all of a sudden, a 14,000 share seller pops up. So I put my shares up on the ask, and I put it down to 278 so that I get filled instantly. Because that seller I know is going to probably scare a couple traders at least, because this is moving really slow. So I'm almost all out. And then I get filled, and I'm all out for $62. That's a pretty good trade. And I thought that I would be done for the day there, so I don't take anything else. I see BLNK squeezing up. So I say over these highs again. There's huge volume here. BLNK was on our pre-market watch list. So over the highs of around 20 I would get in. I accidentally got in at 25, you can see here. So I already know I'm in a little overextended, so then I get out at 30 for only a 5-cent gain for $16. And then I wait for a better entry. So I say I'm going to wait for the first 1-minute candle to make a new high after this move for the traders that missed it. Because look at this volume. This is great volume. I think my mistake was not waiting for a red candle. I think it's the first 1-minute candle to make a new high after a red candle after one of these moves. Especially if it's after the first 10 or 15 minutes. So I get in, good entry for the first 1-minute candle for the break of 640. It doesn't work out, and it's already back down to 620. So this is what's going through my head right now. I'm thinking, okay, I'm already down. Normally I would hold on for the resolution, but there was an immediate resolution. So what did I say yesterday? Breakout or bailout. I don't care if I'm wrong. I have to accept being wrong. I have a pretty decently big sized unrealized, but this can and will and usually does get a lot worse. So I'm just going to bail out, okay? I'm going to take it with some pride, and bail out. So I bailed out at 618 and 619, went from up 15 to down 30. And sure enough, right after that, it plummets to, $6. So if I was still in this with full size, I would have been down $90. I would have been red on the day, and it would have turned into a day like the days I'm trying to stay away from. So I'm getting away from the green trades are good, red trades are bad, to just following your rules is good. So I take another tiny stab at it because I think maybe my timing is just a little off. I only take 100 shares for the first 1-minute candle here. I'm wrong right away. So I get out $45 total of a loss on there. So I'm only finishing up $22. It's not a lot of money, but if I was using more shares, you can add a couple more digits. Maybe this would have been a $220 day if I was using 3,000 shares or something. So the point is discipline, and that's what I'm trying to reinforce. I'm really happy I did that today. Now, what could I have done differently? So maybe I should have sized down for that 300 share BLNK trade, because we were overextended here. Like this is exactly what I saw. We were overextended. We didn't have that red candle yet, and I tried to buy in for this first 1-minute candle here, and it didn't work out. So I either should have been a little more cautious, sized down, or also taken into account that the market has been a little up and then down and kind of choppy recently, because this just made a move from 570 to 640. So maybe this wasn't the best thing to get back in. So with that, I'll finish the day. Call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow. Or what is today? Today's Friday? Oh, okay. Well, I'll see you on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend.